Hey guys, welcome back to Wacky Engineering, and today we're going to show you how to do a DIY light sensor. In front of us here we have all the parts. You can check those out in the description. There'll be links to Amazon. Alright, let's get after it. Now we got to bolt on all the hardware. This is the power supply, and these little terminal blocks were soldered off screen. And then here's our power connector, and the pink is positive. Here's our Arduino Nano. We're going to strip 2 wires, and we're going to go to these 2 terminal blocks, and this is the plus and minus for 120 volts AC. On the back of this 3D printed block, we have little holes where we can stick a screwdriver through to tighten those down. We'll tuck this under here and plug it in. Next, we're going to attach the relay. Next, we're going to cut and strip 4 pieces of wire. All right, our first wire, we're going to go into the 5 volt. Then we're going to plug it into one of these connectors, and this just gives us an extra terminal of 5 volts because we're going to need a couple. Okay, here's our light sensor, and we are going to plug in the AO, which in this case is the brown wire, and it's going to go to A7 on the Arduino board. Then we're going to find the ground, which is G and D, and it's going to be the red wire, and it'll go into the ground on the Arduino board. The last wire we're going to use is the VCC, and it'll plug into this terminal with the plus 5 volts. The last wire we're not going to be using on this. The next wire will be on the relay, and it says in. We'll strip the other end, and the other side goes to D6. Next we'll do DC negative, and it'll go to ground on this side. The last wire will go to DC plus. And you guessed it, it'll plug in here with the other 5 volts. This power supply goes from 120 volts down to 5 volts. You could also just plug this into normal USB that's 5 volts, and that would work too. You wouldn't need this power supply. All right, we're going to plug in our Arduino to our computer and open up the Arduino IDE, which is how we can program this thing. This will communicate and power it up. So we want to make sure it'll connect, and here's our project. And it looks like it's already connected, but if you had never connected it before, you might want to go to the device manager, go to ports and comms, and then see what this says. This says COM3, which is what it is. But if we needed to change it, we could change it here. So anyways, ours is already connected. So we're just going to go ahead and hit upload. We're going to send it straight to this. And then, as you can see at the bottom here, this is the serial monitor, and we can see what the Arduino sees. So you just click this up here, serial monitor, and this is what our sensor sees. So if I put my finger over it, you can see it changing. And I don't know if you can hear the relay clicking. So we'll have it on when the light's on and off when the light is off. And this project is actually for this air compressor over here. We're going to add a little bit of automation to it. And one of the things we're going to do is we don't want this air compressor to ever kick on unless the lights are turned on. So that's what this sensor is for. But in most cases, you'd probably want that relay to operate the exact opposite. And that's pretty easy to change in the code here. and we can show you that. So a couple things in the code to go over real quick. If you just type this in exactly as it is, it will operate just like this is operating. If you want to switch it, you just change this high and put low, and change this low and put high, and then it'll operate differently. If you notice that when the light's on this number, you can't ever get it to go, or let's say the light's off, and you can't get it to actually get above 600, you could either dial the pot in here, or you could just change this number here. Well, when the light's off, if it won't get over 600, then just put it to 500. So this is how you can kind of scale it a little bit, and you don't even have to use this, but you can also just turn this, watch the change on your serial monitor on what that sensor is doing. So nice, quick and easy light sensor. We're going to show you here just in a second. We're going to hook light through these contacts of this relay that it'll turn on and off so you can see how it operates. So we'll do that now. All right, we need another wire. So we're going to go ahead and use a bigger one. We are going to temporarily wire this little LED up so that you could see how this relay would control the light. And that little LED needs 5 volts. Okay, so we're going to plug 5 volts to the common on this relay. And then we're going to take the side that says VCC, and we're going to go to the one that says NO, which is normally open. These other 2 wires say ground, so we're going to see if we can sneak them in. All right, so this is just quick and dirty for this test, just so you can see it. Okay, so here's what I'm actually going to do. This is a good example to show how I'm just going to change this to 500 now, because it's not wanting to operate on the darkness. So I re-hit upload real quick after I made that change. Now it says 500. Now I can easily get it to trigger. So there it's on. Then when it goes dark, it turns off, back on. And the reason that there's a delay, if you notice in this code at the top, I have a 4,000 millisecond delay. And then right here, this is basically a timer that's saying it needs to wait 4 seconds before changing. So that's why there's that delay there. And that's basically it. So when I go to wire this up, I'm going to hook these 2 wires up to 120 volts. This will get plugged back in. That way I don't have to plug it into a USB, and it'll be able to power itself, and it'll give us what we need to know on this air compressor. Well guys, here's our DIY light sensor controller. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and don't forget to check out our content on the 3-phase air compressor. Thanks for watching.